Imagine waking up each day with a crystal-clear sense of purpose, unswayed by setbacks, untouched by the chaos around you, and relentlessly focused on what truly matters. It sounds almost superhuman, doesn't it? Yet, this was the everyday reality for one of the most influential figures in ancient history, Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher. His personal notes, a collection that has survived millennia, aren't merely the musings of a bygone era. They offer startlingly relevant advice on how to harness the power of self-discipline amidst the noise of life. Today, let's delve deep into the heart of Stoicism, exploring its principles not as abstract concepts, but as practical tools for leading a more disciplined, fulfilled life. Stoicism teaches us how to transform adversity into advantage, emotional turmoil into tranquility, and life's unpredictability into a wellspring of strength. Whether you're grappling with daily stresses, seeking inner peace, or aiming to boost your productivity, understanding the Stoic way of life offers profound insights. In a world teeming with endless distractions and instant gratifications, Stoic philosophy grounds us in the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation. It's about more than just enduring life, it's about thriving in it, regardless of what comes your way. So, if you're ready to reshape how you perceive and tackle life's challenges, stay tuned as we unravel the powerful, life-altering teachings of Marcus Aurelius and how they can be applied to cultivate a robust, disciplined life today. As we embark on this journey through Stoic philosophy and the profound teachings of Marcus Aurelius, if you appreciate what we're doing here, a simple free favor I'll ask of you is to hit the subscribe button. Also, don't skip any part of the video because if you're here, you're different from the majority. Consider yourself an exception and stay tuned for the unique insights we'll explore together. Number 1. Self-discipline begins with uncovering your purpose. At the core of Marcus Aurelius's philosophy lies the conviction that self-discipline originates from discovering your purpose. But what does it truly entail to find your purpose? It's about unearthing what genuinely matters to you, what propels you at your essence, and harmonizing your daily actions with that profound calling. Marcus Aurelius frequently expounded on living in alignment with nature, which, in Stoic terms, entails comprehending your role in the grander scheme of existence and acting in consonance with your virtues. For Aurelius, purpose wasn't merely a lofty notion. It served as a pragmatic compass guiding every decision, whether trivial or monumental. He contended that understanding one's purpose ignites the drive to confront the day's challenges, fortifies resolve when temptations allure, and emphasizes fulfilling life's prescribed duties with dedication and integrity. In contemporary society, discovering one's purpose can often seem daunting. We inhabit a world brimming with choices and distractions that divert us from our authentic paths. Here, Stoic wisdom isn't just advantageous, it's indispensable. Stoicism encourages us to strip away superficial desires and fleeting emotions to unearth what is genuinely essential for our well-being and development. It prompts introspection. What truly merits my time and effort? How can my actions today contribute to the greater good and my personal growth? As we contemplate applying this principle in our lives, consider what naturally captivates you, where you derive profound satisfaction, or which challenges motivate you to engage. These serve as cues to your purpose. Once identified, the Stoic practice of daily reflection becomes invaluable. By consistently aligning your actions with your purpose, by discerning what doesn't serve you and embracing what does, you cultivate the self-discipline requisite for leading a meaningful and influential life. Let's internalize this insight from Marcus Aurelius and infuse it into our daily routines. Each morning, ask yourself, what am I meant to accomplish today? And each evening, reflect, have I remained faithful to my purpose? With time, this practice not only fosters self-discipline, but also transfigures your life into a purposeful and enriching journey. Number 2, consistently present yourself. Marcus Aurelius consistently underscored the potency of persistence, of showing up not merely in body but in spirit each day. This practice isn't about sporadically unleashing monumental efforts, but rather about the quiet, steady commitment to daily tasks that collectively forge a disciplined life. For Aurelius, showing up daily epitomized the Stoic concept of living in harmony with nature. Nature, to him, demanded not mere existence, but active participation in life, contributing to the world through our actions, regardless of how small or routine they might appear. Each day for Aurelius was a new arena, not for grand battles, but for affirming one's dedication to principles and duties. It's in the consistency, the daily effort, where character is both forged and tested. In today's world, saturated with distractions and fleeting motivations, the notion of showing up every day carries even greater significance. It's easy to feel inspired one day and completely off track the next. Here, Stoicism teaches us the value of consistency. It's not the intensity, but the regularity of our actions that nurtures true discipline. This doesn't imply that every day must be a masterpiece of productivity. Rather, it's about not letting a day slip by unnoticed or underutilized, whether it's advancing in our career, improving our health, or deepening our relationships. Progress in any area necessitates the simple, often overlooked commitment to showing up every day. Furthermore, showing up every day intertwines deeply with the Stoic practice of mindfulness, being present in the moment and attending to today's tasks without the weight of yesterday's failures or tomorrow's worries. Marcus Aurelius extensively expounded on focusing on the present, on executing the task at hand to the best of one's ability. This focus transforms routine into ritual and effort into improvement. To cultivate this discipline, start small. Determine what showing up means for you. It could be as straightforward as writing a single paragraph of that book you've been meaning to write, doing a 5-minute workout, or spending 10 uninterrupted minutes with a loved one. The scale of the action isn't what transforms us. It's the act of showing up itself. Each day that you fulfill your commitment, you reinforce your willpower and build the resilience that characterizes Stoic philosophy. By embracing this daily practice, you embody the Stoic belief in personal responsibility and continual self-improvement. You become a living testament to the idea that while we may not control outcomes, we can regulate our efforts. In the consistent act of showing up, we discover the discipline necessary to lead a purposeful and fulfilling life. Number 3, depend on your own strength. When Marcus Aurelius delved into the topic of self-discipline, a recurring theme in his reflections was the significance of relying on oneself. Depending on yourself is not solely about self-reliance, but is also an integral facet of Stoic philosophy, which underscores personal accountability and independence. This isn't about isolation or refusing assistance from others. Rather, it's about acknowledging that the ultimate responsibility for our actions, reactions, and personal growth lies within us. In Stoicism, the concept of focusing on what is within our control is paramount. Aurelius frequently expounded on the power of the self in confronting life's challenges. By depending on ourselves, we tap into our inner resilience and strength. This principle instills in us the confidence, not born of arrogance, but of competence, and a thorough understanding of our own capacities and virtues. While this self-reliance is empowering, it can also feel daunting in today's interconnected world, where opinions and advice abound. However, Stoicism teaches us to filter out the noise and trust in our rational judgments. Aurelius believed that this internal guidance was the most trustworthy counsel one could have, as it is rooted in reason and virtue. By depending on ourselves, we also cultivate autonomy in our decision-making processes. It empowers us to make choices aligned with our values and principles, rather than being swayed by external pressures or fleeting emotions. This autonomy is essential for maintaining personal integrity and living a life true to oneself. So how can we begin to truly depend on ourselves? It starts with small steps, making commitments and honoring them, setting personal goals and pursuing them independently, and taking time to reflect on our decisions and their alignment with our core values. Over time, these practices fortify our self-discipline, rendering us more resilient and grounded in the face of life's challenges. Number 4, embrace voluntary challenges. This Stoic practice, strongly endorsed by Marcus Aurelius, transcends the mere act of intentionally making life difficult. It's about preparing oneself for life's unpredictabilities, strengthening resilience, and deepening appreciation for what one possesses. Like many Stoics, Marcus Aurelius believed that willingly experiencing discomfort helps fortify the mind against times when life may thrust discomfort upon us. This could entail forgoing certain luxuries, enduring physical challenges, or simply practicing self-denial in everyday decisions. The rationale is straightforward. If you're accustomed to hardship, sudden adversities won't destabilize you. You're essentially training your resilience muscles to face life's challenges with a calm and composed mind. But why embrace discomfort in a world that perpetually offers comfort? The answer lies in the very essence of Stoic philosophy. Growth often transpires at the edges of comfort zones. By voluntarily venturing into less comfortable spaces, we not only test our mental and emotional boundaries, but also expand them. This practice isn't about punishing oneself. It's about reframing comfort from a necessity to a luxury that we can choose to forego. Through voluntary hardship, we cultivate gratitude. It's easy to take everyday comforts for granted, but when we occasionally live without them, we begin to deeply appreciate them. This could be as simple as skipping a meal to heighten gratitude for the food we do have, or choosing to walk instead of drive to deepen appreciation for mobility and health. Moreover, voluntary hardship connects us to the reality that many people endure involuntarily every day. This connection fosters empathy, humility, and a deeper understanding of the human condition, anchoring us more firmly in the shared reality of the world. So how can we incorporate this practice into our lives? Start small. Choose something manageable, such as waking up an hour earlier than usual, limiting technology use for a day, or opting for the stairs over the elevator. The key lies not in the magnitude of the hardship, but in the consistency and intention behind it. Each act of voluntary discomfort is a stride toward greater mental fortitude and self-discipline. Number 5, embrace the dichotomy of control. This principle draws a clear line between what is and isn't within our control, urging us to channel our energy solely into the former. This seemingly straightforward concept can profoundly transform our approach to life's challenges, reducing anxiety and fostering a deeper sense of peace and resilience. So, what exactly is within our control? According to Stoicism, it's primarily our own actions, reactions, and judgments, our thoughts, our will, our responses. These are the arenas where we wield agency. Everything external, be it the weather, the actions of others, or global events, lies beyond our direct control. Marcus Aurelius consistently underscored this point in his Meditations, noting that becoming upset or disturbed by things outside our control is not just futile, but counterproductive to our well-being. Practicing the dichotomy of control commences with this realization. While we can influence external events, we cannot entirely control them. The Stoic learns to accept this fact not passively, but as a liberating truth. By focusing on our own actions and relinquishing attachment to outcomes, we can maintain tranquility and effectiveness, regardless of circumstances. This doesn't imply becoming indifferent or detached from the world. Instead, it encourages us to engage with it more constructively, channeling our efforts where they can genuinely make a difference. In daily life, applying the dichotomy of control means asking ourselves, is this within my control, before reacting to any situation? If it's not, the Stoic practice is to let it go and move on. Of course, this is easier said than done. It requires practice, mindfulness, and occasional reminders of what truly lies within our sphere of influence. Moreover, this practice has practical implications for how we set goals and expect outcomes. While we strive to achieve our goals, tying our happiness or self-worth to outcomes determined by myriad external factors sets us up for frustration. Instead, Stoicism teaches us to find satisfaction in the pursuit itself, in our adherence to our values, and in the effort we exert. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic philosophers did not promise a life without challenges. Instead, they offered a strategy for maintaining inner peace and dignity, regardless of life's highs and lows. By practicing this principle, we not only enhance our own lives, but also influence those around us through our example of calmness and resilience in the face of life's inevitable uncertainties. Number 6. Reject the victim mentality. This concept embodies a profound understanding of personal responsibility and the Stoic commitment to self-mastery. Instead of surrendering to a victim mentality, where one perceives themselves as a passive recipient of life's hardships, Stoicism urges us to seize control over our perceptions and reactions. This empowerment lies at the core of the Stoic belief that our happiness and peace of mind are more determined by our internal state than by external events. The aim here isn't to deny the difficulties or injustices one might face. Rather, it's about shifting the focus from what happens to us to how we respond to what happens. Aurelius believed that every external event presents us with a choice. How will we allow it to define us? By refusing to play the victim, we reject the notion that our emotional well-being is at the mercy of external circumstances. This realization liberates us, opening the door to greater personal growth and resilience. In practicing this principle, we begin by observing our habitual responses to challenging situations. Do we immediately seek external factors or others to blame? Do we expend our energy complaining rather than addressing the situation? Changing these patterns doesn't entail suppressing our feelings, but rather understanding them more deeply and redirecting our energies more constructively. It involves acknowledging our pains and disappointments while also recognizing our capacity to move forward despite them. Moreover, this Stoic teaching encourages us to view every obstacle as an opportunity to practice virtue and fortify our character. This perspective is fundamentally proactive and empowering, transforming potential feelings of helplessness into moments of choice where we can assert our agency. Each challenge becomes a test of our commitment to our values and an opportunity to demonstrate fortitude, perseverance, and resilience, qualities that epitomize the Stoic ideal. By rejecting the victim mentality, we embody the Stoic ideal of emotional independence. We cultivate an inner fortress of calm and equanimity from which we can engage with the world more fully and freely. This doesn't imply becoming emotionless or indifferent, but rather achieving a state where our happiness isn't easily disrupted by the vicissitudes of life. In this way, we live not at the whim of our circumstances, but in alignment with our deepest principles, regardless of what life throws our way. Number 7. Embrace delayed gratification. Marcus Aurelius championed this principle not only as a personal discipline, but also as a pathway to greater freedom and satisfaction. In the Stoic view, mastering one's impulses by delaying gratification isn't about denying pleasure, but about attaining a higher form of fulfillment aligned with one's values and long-term goals. Delayed gratification, in the Stoic sense, involves strategically postponing immediate desires to achieve more significant and enduring rewards. It's about making choices that may not offer instant satisfaction, but lead to lasting well-being and personal growth. This principle is particularly relevant in our modern culture of instant everything, where the ability to wait for something better is a rare and valuable skill. For Stoics like Aurelius, practicing delayed gratification was also about maintaining mastery over one's desires. He believed that being enslaved to fleeting pleasures could result in a loss of freedom, as one becomes captive to their whims and impulses. Instead, by exercising restraint and making choices based on reason and foresight, we cultivate a life not just of temporary pleasures, but of lasting tranquility and contentment. Implementing delayed gratification in everyday life can start with simple habits. It might involve saving money rather than impulsively spending it, choosing a healthy meal over fast food, or dedicating time to study or practice a skill instead of immediate leisure activities. Each of these choices reinforces the Stoic practice of prioritizing long-term benefits over short-term ease or pleasure. Moreover, the benefits of this practice are extensive. Research in psychology supports the Stoic view, linking delayed gratification to better outcomes in career, education, health, and personal relationships. Individuals who can postpone immediate gratification often exhibit better stress management, goal attainment, and overall well-being, leading to healthier and more fulfilling lives. Number 8. Disregard critics. This concept transcends merely disregarding negative feedback. It's about fostering mental resilience that enables you to remain steadfast in your convictions and focused on your goals, even amidst doubt and skepticism from others. For Stoics, the approval or disapproval of others lies outside one's control and is not a reliable source of personal validation or guidance. Marcus Aurelius extensively wrote about focusing solely on actions and opinions within one's control, emphasizing that true peace emanates from within and remains unaffected by external judgments. Stoic indifference doesn't entail dismissing others. Rather, it entails maintaining an internal locus of control. It prompts us to filter out noise that doesn't serve our higher purposes or align with our values. In practical terms, ignoring naysayers is crucial in our modern world, saturated with opinions and readily available criticism. It entails recognizing that while constructive feedback can foster growth, baseless criticism shouldn't deter us from our path. Stoicism teaches us to assess the source and intent of the criticism we receive, discerning whether it's informed, well-meaning, and aligned with our core values. Moreover, practicing this principle involves constructing a personal philosophy robust enough to withstand external pressures. It's about being confident in your decisions and actions, not out of arrogance, but out of a profound understanding of your values and objectives. This is what Marcus Aurelius embodied daily, not just as a ruler, but as a human striving for virtue in a complex world. The ability to disregard naysayers also bolsters emotional resilience, making us less reactive to negative opinions and more focused on our long-term vision. In a culture that often emphasizes social validation, being able to step outside this cycle and stay true to oneself is both rare and powerful. By embracing the Stoic practice of ignoring naysayers, we safeguard our mental space and actively choose where to invest our emotional energy. It's about not allowing external noise to distract us from our internal dialogue, the one that authentically shapes our lives. Number 9. Seek virtuous role models. This concept stems from the belief that much of our learning and personal development arises from observing and reflecting on the lives of those who have mastered virtues we aspire to cultivate. Emulating wise individuals isn't about mere imitation. Rather, it's about drawing inspiration from their examples to enhance our own character and judgment. Despite being an emperor, Marcus Aurelius often expressed admiration for the qualities of others, both past and present. He viewed emulating these figures as a means to internalize their strengths and virtues. For Stoics like him, wisdom wasn't merely theoretical knowledge, but a practical guide to living well, best understood through the actions of those who effectively applied these principles. In the context of Stoicism, selecting whom to emulate involves recognizing individuals who embody virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These could be historical figures, contemporaries, or even characters from literature who exhibit qualities like resilience, ethical integrity, and rational thinking. The crux lies in identifying role models whose lives offer a roadmap for facing challenges with grace and determination. Applying this principle today requires a thoughtful selection of role models whose values resonate with our aspirations. It goes beyond mere admiration. It entails critically observing how these individuals navigate their lives, make decisions, and handle adversity. This practice prompts us to reflect on what aspects of their approach or mindset we can incorporate into our own lives to improve our conduct and choices. Moreover, emulating wise individuals serves to bridge the gap between abstract philosophical concepts and everyday actions, offering concrete examples of how Stoic principles can be lived out. This not only renders these ideals more accessible, but also more compelling, as we witness the tangible impact of Stoic virtues in the lives of those we respect. By seeking out and emulating virtuous role models, we engage in a dynamic form of learning and self-improvement. It's a proactive approach to personal development that reinforces our commitment to growth and excellence. By surrounding ourselves with the influence of virtuous individuals, we set a high standard for our behavior and decisions, propelling ourselves toward becoming the wise individuals we aspire to emulate. Number 10. Reflect honestly on your day. This practice transcends mere recounting of events. It entails a profound and reflective examination of one's thoughts, actions, and responses throughout the day. It involves discerning whether these behaviors aligned with one's values and Stoic virtues such as wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. This introspective process is crucial as it serves as a feedback loop that enhances one's awareness of their actions and decisions. For Stoics, the purpose of this daily review isn't to dwell on mistakes or indulge in self-criticism, but rather to observe and adjust. It's about learning from each day's experiences and using that knowledge to continuously refine oneself. Marcus Aurelius employed this technique not only to ensure he fulfilled his duties as an emperor, but also to foster growth as a philosopher and human being. Incorporating this practice into modern life can be incredibly beneficial. It encourages us to conclude each day with a moment of quiet reflection. During this time, we can ask ourselves several key questions. How did I respond to challenges today? Did I act according to my principles? What could I have done better? Were there moments where I lost control, and why? Reflecting on these questions fosters greater self-awareness and guides us in living a more deliberate and intentional life. Moreover, this practice can cultivate a sense of peace and completion at the end of each day. It allows us to address any lingering thoughts or stresses by confronting them directly, rather than carrying them into the next day. This can be especially powerful in our fast-paced world, where it's easy to lose track of our deeper goals amid daily distractions and pressures. By honestly reviewing our day, we engage in a form of self-accountability that is gentle yet rigorous. It's about recognizing our strengths and acknowledging areas for improvement without judgment. This Stoic habit builds resilience and wisdom as it teaches us to be both the student and teacher in our life's journey, constantly learning from our experiences and striving to embody the virtues that define Stoicism. Over time, this practice can transform not only how we view our days, but also how we live our lives, aligning more closely each day with the ideals we cherish. In the midst of the hustle and bustle of everyday life, finding moments of reflection and personal growth can seem challenging. But what if there was a way to incorporate timeless wisdom into your daily routine? Discover the Daily Stoic 366. Meditations on wisdom, perseverance, and the art of living. An inspiring guide filled with daily meditations to strengthen your mind, cultivate perseverance, and refine the art of living. Explore the pages of this book and embark on a journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. Click the link below to start your personal development journey and explore the teachings of Stoicism. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of Stoicism and the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius.